accessible, really intuitive XDR solution, and it is so jam-packed with evidence-based recommendations that will help you very effectively detect and then quickly respond to all the highest priority incidents you've got running in your environment. XDR is really exciting. Again, we're so glad to have you with us here. Thank you for joining us. Sonny, you ready to take good care of these people?
I don't know, Steve. I thought you covered it really well.
Are we all done, basically? That was the entire plan. That's all we need to do. No more details necessary.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Great to have you here. Bye, everybody. No, you're going to take good care of her. Guys, this is Sana. She's fabulous. Treat her well. She'll treat you well. Thank you. Off you go.
I will try my best. So like Steve said, we have a very exciting launch for Cisco XDR. We launched it just this Monday. So you're all probably seeing this for the first time. And if you haven't seen the demo, you absolutely must visit us at the 4 demo stations right behind me. So come see us. We'll walk you through everything that we are promising here in the next 10 minutes as you walk through this presentation. So here are some of the stats that you probably are aware in some capacity, but we've seen that everyone is an insider now. 30% of the incidents in today's world is actually starting because of stolen credentials, because of identity. Attacks can literally start anywhere. So if you had all your sensitive critical data sitting behind a firewall and we were happy with it back in the 70s, that's no longer the case. Hybrid work, digital transformation, all of the buzzword marketing terms has changed the reality, right? The reality is that 45% of the breaches occur in the cloud. 19% of those are because of compromise to a business partner. These are real concerns. If you're a security operations center person, you know that alert fatigue hasn't gotten better, right? It's gotten exacerbated. 37% of our folks from the IT SecOps Pros teams are telling us that. And the expanding attack surface, I'm going to click down on that a little bit. With all of these challenges, with everything that's going on, we know that fundamentally something has really changed or moved. How many of you actually, but just a show of hands, attended the keynote this time? Did you all? Okay, we did. So I'm going to quickly summarize that for you. At the keynote, there were 2 things that we really focused on. One was the importance of having cross-domain telemetry, getting all of your data in one place so you can do the analytics, can you do the detections and the response properly. And the second is more of a tectonic shift in how we are approaching artificial intelligence, how we are leveraging automation and things like that. So keep those 2 things in the back of your mind as you walk through this presentation, because that is fundamentally how things have changed. The tactics and techniques and procedures that was used by most sophisticated adversaries, whether it's the shadow brokers or Eternal Blue or stuff that hit you with NotPetya and WannaCry, all of those clearly belonged in the realm of nation states. So nations with extremely sophisticated security operations centers, maybe in Ukraine, maybe in the United States, maybe in China and Japan, they were geared to fight these adversaries. What's happening now is these tactics and techniques, because of the evolution of AI, is now in the hands of adversaries that can impact small or mid-medium enterprises as well. These are companies and organizations that you and I trust for our healthcare needs. These are companies that you and I go and bag for our groceries on. These are companies that have our credit card credentials. So these sophisticated adversaries, the level of sophistication that was now in the realm of nation states is going to impact daily businesses. That is something that has fundamentally changed. We keep talking about the threat landscape changing, but that is extremely important for us to understand here. So to address the threats of tomorrow, we definitely need a paradigm shift in security. We need to look at a way in which we are not working with siloed and disjointed tools. So here's the promise for XDR, and this is not my definition, this is IDC's definition, and I love it because it's so simple and easy to understand. So if you want to take away one thing that you want to know about XDR, this is what it needs to be. You want to collect all your telemetry from your multiple security tools. You want to apply analytics to that homogenized, normalized, aggregated data and arrive at detections. And when I say detections, I don't mean every log and alert and unstructured data in your network. I am talking about detections which have a certain level of fidelity, detections that can chain through events across your environment and tell you exactly what can impact you. I'm basically talking about stuff that can bake you, right? And getting response and remediation of that in a way that can be scaled across your entire environment. So let's get a little tactical. I'm talking to you about a threat here called Turla. This has been in the realm of nation states so far, right? It's been known by some of these names like Snake, Venomous Bear, Ouroboros. This specific adversary typically uses advanced social engineering techniques. You would probably not find malware as the first sign of infection with a sophisticated adversary like Turla. They use a lot of social engineering, watering hole, targeted attacks like that. Now bear with me as I kind of help build out in a scenario that you and I could be a part of, right? So an email arrives in your inbox, you click on a link that takes you to an external website. Now this external website could have native content and third-party content. And guess what? You know, it's a top-level domain is yahoo.com. That is not malicious, that's fine. But the third-party content, surprise, surprise, it was hosted like 10 hours ago. You click on that, it takes you to a website and it exploits the vulnerability in your browser. And guess what? It starts escalating privileges on your endpoint, it starts beaconing out to a command and control server. So you've got a little bit of a zombie situation going on here, and that is it. And it all starts with an email. Seems so innocent, right? And guess what? With AI now, with ChatGPT, the days of the Nigerian prince is over. Your uncle's not sending you $1 million anymore in email. You're not inheriting your estate of your dead girlfriend. That's not happening anymore. Our adversaries are targeting you. You're getting an email in your inbox which says, hey, it was nice meeting you last Friday. You know what? Here are the pictures of the kids playing soccer. You're definitely going to click on it, right? So something that innocent starts literally moving in your network. It starts encrypting your devices, it starts accessing critical data, it starts acquiring network entity, and then moving on to the next victim there. And you probably haven't seen malware anywhere in your network still yet. It is the mode and the method in which these sophisticated adversaries work is very, very different. Now let me just throw this on here. This is going to be a lot to consume, but my intent is to just help you see the complexity here. We're talking about this huge kill chain. We're talking about TTPs which are like Turla. It's got 69 TTPs across multiple control points. Marry that with the number of vendors you see on the RSA show floor. Boom. That is crazy amount of complexity for security operations teams to sit and work through, right? It just keeps coming. It just keeps coming. Your endpoint, your DNS, your cloud, your network, your applications, the network is probably consuming so much data that you can't make sense of. What we are trying to do is simplify security operations by bringing it all together. So you can then apply the analytics, you can then use machine learning and AI to help you get to that place where you have playbooks, where you've got automation that you can leverage to go from this endless cycle of investigation to having the right context, having the progressive disclosure with information that you need, not at one go, but information in a way that helps you go from A to B, B to C, and then ultimately kick this thing off your network. And we're doing that by building this platform experience for us. The Cisco Security Cloud is our platform that helps you sort of build in that AI, have that open and extensibility that allows you to make our XDR meaningful in a way that it is not just about Cisco. It is truly about owning your outcomes in a meaningful manner. And we see every email. We are able to see more read requests, and that is a real number, 625 million per day. We are uniquely tracking every process that makes a connection, and we see more network traffic than any vendor on the show floor. So that is truly something that differentiates us, and we want to tell you that what we've learned in our endeavor to build this XDR solution, we want to help you prioritize better. We want to do that by advanced threat correlation, guide you through the incident response process with the right context at the right time in the right place, help you leverage automation and infuse that with threat intelligence. And we don't care where your tech and tools come from. If you've got stuff on the Cisco shop, amazing. If you've got stuff from others, bring it on. Our idea is to kind of simplify and meaningfully deliver your outcomes and not just make it more complicated, more friction for your teams. So that's the intent. We want to detect the most sophisticated threats, and we want to optimize your stack for for a multi-vendor, multi-vector universe, as I called it. We want to give your incidents the right insights. When I say insights, it's not just data and alerts. We want to know what criticality your assets is. So if it's my laptop in question, it's different. If it's my CEO's laptop in question, it's different. So having those device insights is critical. It's important for us to know what truly you need to act on. So we are able to prioritize our threats by the detection score, meaning how much can this impact your environment. We can give you that score and really help you. 9 a.m. in the morning, I'm sat with the SOC analyst looking at what I need to work on. I would give you the 5-10% of stuff that you need to work on and give you the evidence back recommendation. All of this in turn is going to help you elevate productivity, get you already stressed out SOC teams to start working on proactive measures, building playbooks, and more strategic efforts instead of endlessly being in that vicious cycle of triaging alerts. And eventually, this is going to help you baseline your success and build resilience in the long run. I talked about outcomes a lot, and this is a great way to sort of summarize how we want to detect sooner. Can we answer these questions? That is going to be the litmus test. Can I tell you where you're most exposed to risk? Can I tell you how you can prioritize impact by the largest material impact to your business? Is this threat going to call you a business disruption, or is it something that you can potentially isolate in a day or two? How can you speed up your investigations? How can you go from the shortest path between detection and response? And eventually, any detection is not going to make sense if you're not going to be able to respond to it, right? So being able to have that guided response, being able to get that level 1 SOC analyst to do what somebody who's more advanced in your security operations function is able to do is going to be important. So